Okay, Nanook. So, regarding the linear motors, the probe, the suction cup, me personally, I would go with all three. But like we said, it depends on the business, the type of product, and the budget, and all that. But here's for me the big benefits of this. Number one is just the machine knows where it is at all times. You don't have to reference those axes. Not big of a deal, but you can trust that the machine has been where it says that it has been. It knows exactly where it is at all times. These are absolute scales, so it doesn't matter if you power up over there or there. You never have to worry about, you know, something wrong with the mechanics, so that it's not in true position. It's always going to be perfect because the scales are going along the entire axis, of course, with insane precision. There's hardly any maintenance. I mean, sure, you gotta clean them if they get dirty, but it's not like racks where you have to degrease them, you have to clean them, and then re-grease them again. And also, what you get, rather than just the precision and speed and low maintenance thing, you get more hardware as you have dual linear guides on both sides, and 4 trucks here and another 4 there, so a lot more stiffness. And combining the digital scales of the axes together with the probe, that's like the perfect combination, because both are really high precision digital units, so you can really accurately measure stuff, do in-process probing, more than just copying stuff. So it's going to show you pretty much the true position, the true size of stuff, down to very few microns. So I would definitely use the probe. I would definitely go with the linear motors. The probe is kind of like a 3D printer. You don't really realize how much you're going to be using it until you have it. You're going to find more and more uses of it. Regarding the suction cup, it's definitely the most efficient chip extractor I've ever had. I mean, it's less than 0.5% that makes it out of there. No, I really like it actually. It's not perfect for every occasion. I'm using a 3D printed platter here to not scratch the aluminum if I cut it up enough so that there's nothing to float on, because there's pressurized air coming out of here, so it floats on a cushion of air. But the downside with this thing is, of course, if you're cutting like on the side of a sheet, there's no brushes on the side here, so some chips will escape out the side. And maybe the most negative thing is this suction cup I think it's 180 millimeters wide or whatever, and when you're pocketing, doing big pockets, that thing wants to fall down into the pocket, and then there's a huge risk of it colliding into the side. Twice I've done that actually. The nice thing about the linear motors as well there is they have a threshold where it's not going to force it more than, I don't know, a certain amount of newtons. So it alarmed out. I could push this back and align it again, so no problem. But let's say you're doing pocketing, big pockets, and you're stepping down through the material. That means there's definitely a risk of collision, so you're gonna use this stop there to limit how far down it can get. But that only works for that level. Then you have to readjust it again as you're stepping down. Super annoying. This height adjustment should really have been on something mounted to the gantry instead, because then you can set it like globally for a specific height and it can never go deeper than that. Now since it's on the z-axis, you're gonna have to readjust continually. I think Kumla has a solution for this where they put a motor here instead, so it in real time can compensate and keep it from going deeper than you want it to. I would definitely look into that if getting this again. So yeah, never used the pen really. Well, I used it like 3 times. The pen keeps drying out anyway. I'm gonna use it to push buttons instead, so I wouldn't recommend getting the pen. But yeah, linear motors, 0 backlash, high speed, super accurate, more hardware, stiffer. It's definitely a big step up. So I don't know what the price difference is today, but I would seriously consider that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Good luck.